Woo, we child. So let's get into this. Okay, so Wendy Williams seems to be having some issues getting her money out of Wells Fargo, paying bills, employees, and etc. Okay, and not to mention the ex or whatever, and to take care of him and his baby mama and all that kind of stuff. But here is the kicker. So when you in Wells Fargo, I guess in the wealthy plan, I will say in layman's terms, you have people in that bank that will personally oversee your funds and try to make the best decision for you and advisement for you. Well, it seems to me that Wendy Williams had some issues with these people for so long that she ended up firing the person who was actually supposed to be giving her some guidance over her finances. However, even though the person is said, allegedly from my source, that the person is not even working for Wells Fargo or may not even be working on Wendy's case in that branch. However, Wells Fargo still would not release the money to Wendy Williams, thinking that she may not be competent enough to handle her own funds. Okay, so I guess there is some type of clause that when you have these personal financial advisors through the bank and you have them oversee wealth management, I'm thinking that they're supposed to try to make the best decision for you prior to you being able to oversee your own funds. But then Wendy fired the actual advisor that was over her funds, but Wells Fargo still took it upon themselves to decline Wendy Williams her funds. But I don't understand how they're going to make a decision for her saying that she's competent or not competent to even handle her own finances at this particular time, as if she would need a doctor's note or something like that to get her own money. Well, honey, Wendy Williams don't even feel that that is the need or necessary to do that, because she feels like if I need my money, I want my money, you give me my money. And you tell me you don't think I'm competent enough to handle my money, as if I have someone saying that I'm incompetent enough to handle my money. My competency, regardless of what it is you go through physically, or doesn't have anything with you to do with you mentally all the time. You know, you can be inclined in one aspect of life and still be declined in the physical aspect of life. That doesn't mean I'm not capable of handling or managing my finances. Well, Wells Fargo's honey said, honey, we ain't giving you your money. And Wendy Williams seems to have to be taking it a step beyond to get her money, and not only to get her money, but to even make Wells Fargo pay her even more for the anguish and suffering that she had to endure. Because if she doesn't pay these people on time, she has to compensate for that as well. Because the simple fact is, you have things that's bouncing, all this and that. Now, Wells Fargo, you know, people have to pay bills. You know, people work for Wendy. Wendy got obligations and stuff like that. You cannot hold her money. Now, I can see if you say, well, we're going to stop you. We're going to give you a certain amount because you assigned this clause within it that you're going to deal with our services as far as giving you some professional advisement on managing your money. But we're going to make sure that your personal expenses and your responsibilities are paid. To sit up there and say you're not going to get your money, I can just about imagine. Now, I know they, over the last year or so, they saying Wendy Williams was coming back to the show. She wasn't coming back to the show. Or she was sick, or she was not sick, or she was in a wheelchair. But I'm telling you, honey, you mess with somebody's money and they will get up out that wheelchair. And I'm quite sure out of all the pain that Wendy Williams have with her Graves' disease, I know doggone well that sister came out cussing and fussing and everything else. She wasn't Wendy that day. I'm quite sure she turned into Shaniqua in Wells Fargo Bank. Anyways, I was supposed to put this story out a couple days ago, but I didn't do it because I ended up going live because I hadn't seen y'all in such a long time. Anyways, I'm glad to be back on air, going live, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed these short clips. Thank you for listening to Spittin' Fire. I am Spittin' Fire. Fire out.